second, we got some technical difficulties. Alright, hey guys. I believe we are live.
We are? It's cool.
Yes, we are. I don't know if Fausto, if you want to introduce things.
Hi! Yes, I'm here too. It's wonderful. You cannot see me, but I am here, like a real dungeon master. Welcome everyone to Tales from the Yawning Portal, where a bunch of nerdy-ass guys stare at the camera and play Dungeons and Dragons. We are not affiliated with, endorsed, sponsored, or specifically approved by Wizard of the Coast, LLC. I am Fausto, I will be your DM tonight, and these are our players. Kevin!
Good evening. Tonight I will be playing Albus, the wild magic sorcerer.
What was that?
Opus.
What was that? Albus, yes.
Albus, yes.
Then we have, let me see your face. Dan!
Hi, tonight I'll be playing Tarlin, the Drow Elf Warlock.
And then we have Eric.
Heyo, I will be playing someone new today. I'm actually swapping back to an old character, as the crew seems to want him back. I am now playing Skrulk, the Kobold Rogue.
Not yet.
Not yet. I will
That's
initially be playing Mercy, though,
It's
until
all
we
fine.
get his sigil.
And then we have Davide.
Hello. I'm playing as last time and the time before.
And last but not least, or least but not last, something like that, Ben.
Playing Shisa, the Yuan-Ti Pureblood Birdlock. And absent today we have also Jay, who was unable to make it tonight, but he'll be joining us next time.
Yeah. So, is there anything else we have to say, Ben? You reminding me always of the things that are important here.
There is something we should probably say.
Go for it.
That being that we have our XP system. Hopefully Stan is taking care of this time, so you're able to redeem XP and you accrue it by spending time watching us. And you can redeem it for a bunch of different functions. There should be a little icon somewhere on your Twitch screen where you're able to click it and then see what you can do. You can actually influence the game by giving the Dungeon Master advantage or disadvantage, or players or whatnot. There's a ton of different things, so check it out. Be sure to spend it and interact with us, of course.
Okay, great. After this extremely important information that everybody will take advantage of to make my life more difficult, I guess we can go on with the game. So, last we left, we were in the ruins of Kundrukar, and we had just faced a dragon, a black dragon, or a dragoon, a black dragon that our heroes defeated heroically, boldly, foolishly, but still defeated.
I passed out as usual.
Yes, and sent him running away with its tail in between his legs. Now, we are still there in that cave. Should I put you there in that cave? Do you really want to see that cave? Probably we don't need to see that cave, right?
It's up to you, man. But our viewers see what we see.
Yes, of course. So yeah, we're still there in the cave. You had just gathered all the treasure that you have found in the lair of the dragon, and you are there about to decide what to do now. So what to do now?
Well, I mean, we just found one of the coins to that.
You had just found... My apologies. You just found the second coin, which Albus has taken as a part of the treasure, and you have in fact completed your mission. As it happened in the past, completing your mission leaves you with the question, what do we do next?
Well, there was. I guess we need to return back to the tavern. There's a dwarf that wanted us to recover stuff here. I believe that we met in the tavern. But personally, Shisa's really just looking for a way out, to be honest. And the last time when we were in one of these different worlds that we got transported to, we arrived at Sigil by returning to the tavern. So
I would suggest that we return to civilization, sell some of this loot, and see if we can't move on.
Yes, that sounds like a plan.
Mercy nods. She's just kind of at this point, like, dusting and just trying to get the gook off of her, like, fur. Like, yeah, I could use with the rest after the whole melting bit.
Now, the thing is, the dragon just escaped, so there is a chance that he will be back once his strengths are recovered. Do you want to stay here, or do you want to leave this place?
Let's not stay here too long.
grab the treasure and run.
That's a good idea.
Well, it is not that difficult to make your way back to the surface. You have basically killed, maimed, or sent running everything that was living in this place, as true heroes are supposed to do. And so murder hobos are supposed to do. And so you get out of Kundrukar, back at the entrance, and in the nice bucolic landscape that brought you here in the first place. And the master will give 1 experience point to whoever remembers the name of the tavern that you arrived here in.
Ooh, I might have notes.
Will anyone earn that XP?
Quick, someone pull up Fausto's blog.
The inn of the prancing pony.
I'm sorry. No, it was the Griffon's Nest.
I wasn't there. I don't know.
Note
That's
to
fine.
self.
It's excuses.
That was
excuses.
much further than what I thought it was.
I remember the Yawning portal.
Yeah.
Yes, but the Griffon's Nest being the tavern where you appeared for the first time. And when you eventually do get there, after having slept at least one night in the open, a night that when you wake up, you feel your strength completely regenerated, and even more as you have just recently passed the level. Acquiring newfound abilities.
Does this mean that we are at full health, perhaps?
You are at full health, full spells, and ready to get...
An empty belly.
Yes, ready to get kicked in the mouth once more.
I feel as if I have really benefited from this dragon encounter.
Killing a dragon will do that.
Experience.
Killing a dragon will do that to you. It is a fact. That said, you arrive at the Griffon's Nest, and as you have experienced once before, you notice that when both Shisa or Olbis approach the door of the Griffon Nest, a weird silvery mist appears in the middle of the door, and the door itself seems surrounded by shadows of black and purple. Shisa, you have seen this before, and others have seen this before. Somehow, the coins that you bear have transformed this door into a portal to some other place.
Yes, if we go through, we don't have to pay the dwarf anything.
That's a fact.
We did promise him the axe, though.
Well, if we are teleported to the other world, then that's not our problem.
We promised him nothing, and all he gave us was that map that we could have found out for ourselves. He did none of the work, we did it.
Good enough. I just want to rest.
Yes, well, see you on the other side.
So Nuada, You have passed through a portal before, but you don't know where this portal brings. Same for you, Albis, in fact. While Shisa seemed to have
find out when we get to the other side, won't we?
Shisa seemed to have a pretty clear idea.
Oh, she's ready to walk through. She's
Yeah,
happy to lead too.
What I'm saying is you probably know where it brings, but the others are just following you out of whatevs.
Last one to sigil is a rotten egg.
Just jump in after she says that.
I just follow Shisa.
And so,
Now let's have a look at the tavern again.
when you do step through, you find yourself somewhere completely different.
This place is familiar. Strange that we should arrive back at this place, but
Yes, you do indeed remember this place. This is the Yawning Portal, a tavern that you have seen once before. The place is warm. The sounds of people drinking and talking and cheering can be heard pretty clear. The place is pretty vast. And of course, the one feature that distinguishes it from every other tavern or inn that you've ever seen is this huge hole in the middle of the tavern. Addition to the hole, there is some kind of winch system to lower stuff or persons down the hole. And as you enter, you see a woman here greeting you and telling you, "Welcome to the Yawning Portal."
I think the operative word is welcome back.
She nods.
We're
when you-
almost regulars here.
She nods when you see this. But even though you are a snake person with a dark elf and a cat person, she does not seem to immediately recognize you. You see that in the tavern there is the most varied kind of people. There is humanoids with blue skin on their skin coursing lightning. You see also dwarves and elves. You also see a strange insectoid creature with 6 arms. You see an elder Eladrin, a bit like you, Albis. You see dark elves. You see strange creatures with horns and floating off the floor without touching the ground. So there is a great variety of individuals inside this place.
I could swear some of these faces are very familiar.
You probably have seen some of them previous visit here. I can't remember if you talked with any of them. You probably talked.
Just a certain dark elf, maybe.
I don't think you talked with him, but yeah, you saw.
We spoke to a guide person, but that
That
was
is
about
correct.
it.
We did.
Yep, that's correct.
In fact,
Yes,
that guide,
yes.
they did.
She does not seem to be here. Am I right? Or is that this girl here? Wait, let me see. No, I think that's a girl. Do you remember? Do you remember her name? Of your guide from so many sessions ago? I won't hold it against you if you don't remember.
There was so much to take in Sigil.
It is true.
So
It is
little
true.
time.
Her name was Kylie, but she doesn't seem to be here today.
So, who wants something to eat? I'm buying.
Sounds
great.
good.
Yes, Durnan, a drink, please.
Make it 2.
Very well.
Let's just take a seat, then we'll order something, won't we?
Do you have any black dragon venom?
But Durnan looks at you. Not exactly, but if it is venom that you need, I'm sure we can provide some abyssal wine.
That sounds intriguing. Yes.
Very well.
I
This has
wanna
been
change the name of
taken.
that.
It has been taken from the viper trees of the realm of Pazuzu.
This
And
sounds
he provides
most intriguing.
he provides with a chalice full of fuming poison that you can ingest. Okay, for all the drinks, some of you can pay a total of what's there. You are like 6 of you, more or less. Yeah,
Mm.
6. If you're taking something special like poison, or he has some Elysian wine, or some.
I'll get the good kind of wine.
Okay, he
Yeah,
also has.
take whatever you want. I'm treating everyone.
He also has his guardian ale.
I suppose we've got noticeable loot sacks as well. filled
Yes.
with gold.
Yes, that's a fact. You just entered with your bags full of coin and jewels. You see a lot of eyes turning your direction, in fact.
We are quite literally money bags at this point.
Yes.
Is this place only a tavern, or do you have rooms?
Oh, we also have rooms.
I would like one of your best rooms, please.
Yes, of course. How long are you planning to stay?
An indeterminate amount of time. Let's start with 2 nights and see where that gets us.
Very well, he says. So
Yeah,
for the
of
drinks, it would be 6 gold in total. And for those of you that want rooms, if you want the best room, will be 5 gold per day.
So 10
Yeah.
gold for me.
Yes.
I'll
pay
also
Okay, I'll treat everyone.
I'll pay up
Yeah,
front
yeah.
for a room
What, to
for
the
2
room?
days as well.
All this is paying.
Someone needs friends.
Yeah. Nuada, do you stay there at the door? Do you?
No. I'm joining, of course. I'm a monk. I'm not suicidal.
Okay. You want to be at the
And-
counter or at the table?
At the table, man.
At
Like
the
in a corner overlooking the roof.
Maybe we should get a booth. There's a lot of us.
Do you see the tavern, Nuada?
The what?
The tavern? Do you see it on your screen?
Oh yeah, I do.
Yeah. Okay.
Where the hell am I? Yeah, here. Where is everyone else?
I'm
Next to
sitting
you.
right next to you.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, I'm staying
Okay, very
there.
well. Sure. So yeah, you are given your drinks, room arranged for you, and yeah, Dunan ask if you also would like some food.
Of course.
Oh yeah.
Bring us the best you've got.
Yes.
Today's specialty is Arcadian.
Just throw all the meat you can on a plate. Just
Yes,
sit
he
in front
says.
of me.
He says the tentacle is the best part.
Is it live?
yes.
What? No. It's cooked by our cooks.
Anything with tentacles is fine.
All right. I suppose it will do. Prefer
Just
to
throw it on a
move.
plate.
Feels
I don't
more
care what it is.
delightful in my belly.
So, Tarlin, how long have you been traveling for these coins?
For these, it's been a couple of weeks now, I think.
Oh. So,
It's
you've
hard to
been looking
keep
for-
track of time. How long have we been in Kundrakar? A couple of days?
Yeah, like 3 days or so. I think it was like 3 or 4
Yeah.
days.
Yeah, probably a total of like 10 days, more or less. Everything since we started traveling.
oh, so not actually quite that long, but still, it's quite a journey. I mean,
Yeah, we've seen quite a bit.
As any good adventure should be. Shouldn't be
Yeah.
easy.
But it seems
Quite
for the time
a
being,
few interesting. Yes.
I'm not sure if I should keep this coin for now, to be honest, because well, I'm the newest one here.
Okay.
So if you want it, you can have it.
You fought well.
Sounds good.
Keep it.
And you exchanging the coin?
Yeah, I just give him the coin
To who?
Okay.
to
Who are you
whomever
giving it?
wants
Okay,
it.
I will take it. Sure. Which is it?
It was the. Let's see.
Copper coin, right?
It's a copper coin, yeah.
That one also makes you look skeletal. Kind of like you look super skinny to the bone. I think.
I think it reacts to different people in different ways.
That's correct.
Does it?
Okay.
All right.
So,
Durham, please tell us where in this city might a lady procure some decent armor? Something which could be perhaps ordered to have a certain aesthetic.
well, of course, if you're looking for armor, found. That's where the best armorers in Sigil are.
I see. I believe we were about to tour the foundry when, well, our latest adventure occurred.
That's very well possible. It's a very famous part of town. Well, every part of town, of course, has its uses, and you can find different things in different places. I do suggest, if you're not from around here, that you take a tout.
A what?
A tout, a guide.
Oh, we tried this last time, but ended up going through, what is it you call it, a portal?
Well, that will happen in Sigil. It is called the City of Portal. Portals.
That explains a lot, actually.
Yes. Is it
No
your
shit.
He starts to remember you, Shisa, but he looks at all and goes like, "You're new in town?"
Most of
He's
them
looking
were
at me.
with us.
Taran was there, and so was Ella.
Yeah.
Who enough?
Yeah, Albus wasn't there.
And actually, didn't Mercy, like, we met her here?
Yeah.
You met her here. Yeah, indeed. That's why he was looking at Albus, like, you're not around here.
Oh no, I'm from a place called the Feywilds. You might have heard of it.
Yes, of course, he says. That's what the Eladrin called Arborea.
Exactly.
What's in a name, right?
Well, names can be quite powerful if you know how to use them.
Yeah. Albus, make me an Arcana.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Yes, you agree. When he says this is another name for Arborea, you agree with him because you don't know any better. So yeah, fine.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, of course, sure.
Oh, that's rich.
So, but Albus, when you do exchange the coin with Tarlin, you see that in that one moment when you take the coin out of whatever it is that you were storing it, and you give it to Tarlin. For a moment, you have the feeling that, like in the 5 feet around you, the sound is completely gone. Like for a moment there is only silence around you, and then when it touches the ends of Tarlin, you hear again, your breath, people talking, glasses clinking, and stuff like that. And you don't think that this is something that the people around you have noticed, but it did happen.
Did anyone else? No? Okay. Here.
Things got quiet for me as well? Or...
Yes. Yeah, for all of you, so Nuada, Mercy, Tarlin, and Albus.
I take note. I take note and I keep my cool and I pretend none of it happened.
Okay, very well.
Just gonna take a drink if there's a drink in front of me and try to act normal.
No.
That was weird.
Yeah, Nuada and Mercy, just behind you at this table, there is 2 individuals. One seems to be a man, or maybe an elf, you're not that sure. Dressed very flamboyantly and with probably in his late 40s or early 50s, and he's talking a lot to this man sitting in front of him, who is in fact
Right.
what say?
The one who's right behind me.
the one that is right behind you, who is an air genasi. So his skin is pale blue, and you see these weird tattoos shaped like lightning on his body, and his hair is constantly riddled with little lightning shocks. And this flamboyant man is talking about, well, he's not really lowering his voice. You can clearly hear him. He's talking about how he will make the other guy a star, and how with his help and with his knowledge and with his French friends, he can make him known in all the right places and stuff like that. The other guy does not seem to be extremely interested in what the human has to say, but he is eating something from his plate and pretending to listen.
Can Shisa overhear this conversation?
Not exactly the topic of the conversation. Guys, they gesticulating and talking. Sometimes he stands up and he points at the other guy, like to inspire him to greatness in a way.
Shisa's going to spontaneously do a little performance.
Okay, you are a bard after all, right?
Yeah, that's right. So she sort of like does this operatic, weird, jaunty singing, which sounds rather exotic to everyone else.
Okay, Shisa, where would you like to do this? Where you are? Or...
She's just gonna like gracefully turn around on the bar, leaning back, and then start to sing, not really caring.
Okay, great. When you do start to sing, for the first few moments, no one seems to have noticed that, but suddenly the area around you turns a bit more silent, and people start to listen. So what is this performance about exactly?
I'm making up the tale of how we ventured into Krondakar and faced the great beast there.
Okay, it's completely improvised because, I mean, you didn't write it yet, right?
Nope.
No. Okay, roll me a performance check.
Yes.
Okay. You seem to make a very wonderful show. And several people, when you are finished, they applaud to you. And especially the flamboyant man seems to be extremely interested in what you have just done. And in fact, he stands up. And he comes to you. How tall are you, Shisa?
Shisa is 5'6", so about 168 centimeters.
Okay. The man is not taller than 1.50 meters, 5 feet tall. He has a bald pate and a goatee, but he has impeccable manners. He stands in front of you, first makes a very elaborate bow, and then he puts his hand forward as if he would like to have your hand.
Shisa is a little bit confused and offers it the opposite way up, like this.
Okay, well, yeah. He smiles at that, and he kisses the palm. And he says, that was a wonderful performance, miss. Please, allow me to introduce myself. I am Harris Hutchis.
Hutchis.
Yes, indeed.
I like the S's in your name.
He says, you flatter me. I like the way you say my name.
Can you maybe write it in the chat so I can see how it's spelled?
Sure. Can you see his name on the...
yes, Harris there.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah, you see that even though he has, very, very deep wrinkles on his face because of his advanced, he still wears some kind of makeup and some non-permanent tattoo similar to Enne on his face. And he's dressed with this wide white shirt covered with a top, and his pants are multicolored, and he has several sashes on him. He is like the Elton John of Sigil.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then Shisa will introduce herself in turn and say,
I am Shisa Al-Sidkali, the reborn.
He says, the name of a star.
Yes, and a queen, in fact.
And a quick, I can work with that. You see that he starts to take some notebook and he starts to scribble some stuff in it. He says, are you a new character here in Sigil?
Yes, we have not been here for very long.
That is perfect. Then we should take advantage of the novelty of your arrival to make you a star.
That sounds appealing. Could introduce us to some interesting people.
Oh, yes, of course. Of course, first we will need to know each other better, understand what other qualities you have, and then create a character around you. You know, I am not only a stylist per se, I am a creator of images.
I see.
Yes.
I am anyone you would like me to be.
Well, I can only make you a better version of myself. But a version that will make both of us a lot of money in Sigil.
Sounds promising.
Very well, he says. He scribbles something on a piece of paper, and he says, this is where my atelier is. When you find the time, come visit me, and we will talk about your future.
Fascinating. A pleasure.
He asks again for your hand, kisses it again, and then he goes back to his place.
Are you Spider-Man?
The Spider-Man hand, yes. And you see that the guy sitting next to him has completely ignored the whole conversation. He just finished to eat whatever it is that he was eating. You see that for an Air Genasi, he's dressed a bit in a barbaric way, like he has furs that are red, but you understand that they are not because they belong to a red animal, mostly because they were probably dipped in blood a long time ago. Nobody ever washed it off. And he even seems to bring some kind of bracers similar to claws on his forearms.
I wonder what his story is.
It's probably a pimp.
It could be.
What does your kind know about pimps?
Well, we don't use them. We don't need to use them, but we see what they do to your kind, for example.
Clearly your martial arts doesn't have certain restrictions like other ones.
No, it doesn't. I'm a very straightforward person.
Having heard Shisha's really loud operatic singing, Skrulk kind of starts to like slowly shimmy over. He kind of like climbs up the little pillar right there a little bit to get like a little better look because he's like 3 foot tall. He's really low to the ground. He's like,
You recognize her voice.
Skrulk drops down. He kind of like hurries over on his tiny little stubby legs. Hey guys, there you are. He's got his hands out. He's actually excited to see you guys.
As if out of a dream, you see this little kobold, this lizard-like, dragon-like, 4 foot tall, or maybe 3, creature, making its way. Okay, 3'5", making its way, and apparently he seems to know Shisa.
Skrulk!
Our mascot is back.
Hey guys.
Silly, we needed you. We needed you to open locks. Activate traps.
As he comes over, you actually notice that one of his horns has been broken off. And he's got kind of a nasty little, like, scar down, like, his cheek. It's like a blade caught him, like, right down the side, and it was a pretty bad cut. Yeah, I got done with the dragon business that you left me behind for. Go to the town, everybody's really angry.
Yes.
decided not to go in because mobs aren't fun. So
Yeah, they
took-
tried to cheat us out of the armor.
Yes, I don't
you out of the armor.
understand what it was. They were horrible people.
So I didn't go into the town, and I decided to help the dragon a little bit more. Got him somewhere safe, nice little cave, and then here I am.
What happened to
Where
your
did you guys-
horn?
Oh,
You used to be more
know-
hornier.
I used to be hornier. You're right. The scroll kind of smiles and laughs a little bit.
What?
Like, well, I stayed behind for the 3 days like I told you guys I would. 3 days and I'd come and find you. First 2 days went well. I crafted up a plan to get the dragon out and come find you guys. Turns out dragons aren't as sneaky as I thought they were. This one wasn't that big, so I figured I could take out a guard, frame the goblins like a goblin infiltrator came in. Turns out dragons aren't very sneaky. We got caught and we had to fight our way out.
Well, you mean
I almost died.
that kind of dragon is not so sneaky, but the one
He is
we
not.
encountered was very aquatic.
Oh, you met another dragon? What?
Oh yeah, ching ching ching.
She shakes some of the loot bags she's got in a coin purse.
Scroll kind of looks at the bags at first curiously, and then he kind of realizes exactly what they mean by met a dragon. Like, oh, you survived.
Well, to be perfectly honest, it was about to die, and then we found one of the things we were looking for.
Ah, the cards, yeah. Just a gift from Mother.
Father, actually.
Shrug just kind of shrugs.
So,
Stroke.
Stroke,
So-
does this mean you're back?
I'm back. If you guys will have me. I prefer to not go adventuring again because
Oh, yeah.
I only have one more horn to lose.
Well, at least you haven't lost as much as Endril. He kind of met his end, although he got to first base in the process.
Well, probably his first time too.
I don't know, he was an elf. One would hope he's long enough lived to have experienced things.
You know, I was expecting that guy to explode violently. Stroke kind of like moves his head left or right as if he's like mulling over different possible ways he could have gone. Like, I guess he got the good one.
It was a succubus. I doubt we'll ever see her again. Certainly
really need
not
to
in
brief
this
me.
place.
You really need to brief me on what you've been through.
Yes, well, some of it I already explained in my song if you'd been listening.
Yeah, your song actually woke me from a little nap over there by the fireplace. I
Although-
caught most of it.
Parts of it would have been in Abyssal as well, just to make things a little bit more confusing.
Wouldn't have understood those parts.
This might be one of the very few arenas where more people than usual would understand it.
I only speak Common and Draconic. Sadly.
I could have done that too.
We had some fun down.
Yes, it was fun, at least for the parts where it wasn't passed out.
I forget, but I think your song missed one chapter. I don't think you mentioned the dancing table.
Dancing
Yeah,
table?
I don't
or
know what
getting
you
knocked
mean,
out by a
Shalakai.
table.
Nothing.
Skrulk looks up at Nuada. It's like, dancing table.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, dancing
Oh, I
table.
want to hear the story of the dancing table.
Tables don't dance.
Well, that
Really?
one did. And she did quite
Durnan,
a
might
number
I
of-
see my accommodations now, please?
Yes, of course. Tamsil, bring the lady upstairs. And you see that one of the serving girls steps forward and says, please, follow me. Are you all going to your rooms, or?
Well, it's more a case to see if they change the subject or not.
Okay.
Yeah,
So-
I mean, the tables were interesting, except, yeah, it was a bit of a violent dance.
Yeah.
What did you guys do? Carve something mean into it?
Yeah, in a
Not
way.
even.
Scroll just kind of has that face of confusion.
It was
Waves
just a table dance. Okay. Nothing more.
I missed a lot.
Yeah. Now imagine this table jumps up and starts humping you, Scroll.
Yeah,
Normally I
that's
go under tables, but I'll make sure to carry a matchbox.
Yes. Who would like a drinking contest?
Pass.
Mercy raises her hand and so does Scroll.
All right, care to put any money down?
Scroll
Okay.
digs in his little pocket.
you see.
Pretty cool.
Durnan looks at you. Shots.
Yes. The
He says,
strongest you have.
I have Acheron steel, or as they call it, in the lower planes, absolute Acheron.
Is it cheap?
Well, after a few drinks of this, you will rise. I'm telling you that.
Well, perhaps Obus can pay for another round.
Oh yes, of course.
But I quickly ask who the new faces are.
Oh, right,
That one
yes. This is Obus. Obus, introduce yourself.
Yeah, I'm Ulbis. I'm what you might call a Eladrin. I don't know if you've ever heard of him. We're not from around here.
Scroll kind of climbs up onto the table so he's more easily seeable. Like, no, I haven't actually. Normally call you knife ears. Hi.
How quaint.
Scroll then turns around to Nuada. It's like, don't know who you are.
Doesn't
I'm
matter.
Scroll.
My name is Nuada. You can address me as Nuada. That's fine.
Perfect.
Did you say she can undress you as no order?
Yeah, you can address me as Nuada. Meaning no nicknames.
Oh, I thought you said undress.
No, address. With an A.
I see. So yeah,
So,
doing
and-
shots, so what?
And who might you little fellow be?
I'm Scroll. You're a friendly neighborhood kobold. I was this group's lockpicking expert.
Yeah.
And then we had
And-
some running with kobolds and dragons, and I had to stay behind for a little bit.
Right.
So what happened to your dragon scroll? Did you bring it along?
I don't see it around here, so I guess not. I got it to a cave where it would be safe. I didn't want to keep it near the town because humans don't
Okay.
react so well to dragons. It deserved to be free, so I took it to the highest perch I could find with a nice cave for it. Got it set up. I went out to get some food. Next thing I know, I'm here. Don't know what happened. All I know is there was some like building out in the woods. I went inside of it to take a look to see how hospitable it was. Next thing I know, I'm here. So I hope he's okay.
Okay.
He should be fine. He is a dragon.
He'll be fine in the woods.
No,
If you're
depends
lucky,
on
he'll feast
people
on those
like us.
villagers.
He's not
in
going to
some
be fine for
years.
long.
I wish him luck. I hope I see him again. Went through a lot of, he kind of like rubs the scar on his neck. Through a lot of trouble for that dragon.
Let me
Wish you
guess,
guys were
it wasn't so grateful.
The dragon was. The kobolds weren't. You seem to really believe that dragon deserved to be a captive.
When are these shots coming?
So you see that Durnan takes out it is in fact a steel bottle. The thing is, when he starts to pour shots, you see that out of the bottle is to come this liquid metal. It isn't warm. It just has the same color and consistency of a T-1000 from the Terminator. And and he pours it in these little shot glasses, putting, of course, 6 of them on the table in front of you. And he says, you ever been to Acheron, any of you?
No, can't say that I have.
Well, then get a taste of it.
I'll put 25 gold on Shisa winning this contest.
Stroke's gonna dig in his little pockets and flick 3 gold over to Shisha. He already knows where this is going. He just wants a drink.
So I would like then. Okay, the first shot. It's you drink it. It tastes. It does have this taste of metal and rust. In fact, at the same time, you can immediately feel the strength of the alcohol inside of it, or maybe it just gives the same effect. You don't think that this is something made from plants. That's the thing.
Right.
And it's nothing of what you have drunk in your own respective wards, so to say. Both Nuada and Olbis, they maybe know that in their planes of origin, there is some drinks made from other things. For example, Olbis, you have once tasted sun rays in liquid form. At the same way as Nuada, you have once tasted the tears of the penitent in liquid form, well, as a drink. This is something similar, and it comes from Acheron. So the first shot goes down just to make you understand. The second shot may be different for me. But all of you gulp down the first without too much trouble. So you see Durnan feeling it again. You do see that when he drops a few, when he pours a few drops of this liquid inside your glass, those few drops seem to expand and fill the glass very rapidly. So you think that this bottle may last a while. Who is taking the second shot? Sorry, you have to talk because I'm not looking at you.
Shisha and Scroll shall.
So only Shisha and Scroll? Really? Everybody is chickening out? Everybody's chickening out?
Mercy is too busy burying her face into food.
No, I'm not drinking. I'm betting on how win.
Okay, those of you that do drink, please make me a Constitution saving throw.
Even me?
It is not poison.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Oh dear.
Okay, very well. So you all seem to take it like real men or women in some case. And you gulp it down. You feel that as you drink it down, almost like expanding inside your throat and becoming colder the deeper it goes down your belly. And it does not leave you with this warm feeling that normally alcohol gives you, but exactly the opposite. It's freezing your guts in a certain
chill
way.
of death.
Something like that. Yes, Mercy keeps meowing from a distant table, and
I found a mouse. I have to get it.
but you all seem to still hold in your liquor, so to say. So Durnan looks at you, especially you, Shisa, that looks a bit more fragile, and he's very impressed. So he pours a third one. Does anybody want to drink a third one?
Bottoms up.
Going down, Snake Lady. Or at least I'm
Whoever
gonna
is-
dream that you're going down.
Whoever is drinking, roll me a Constitution save. Hey.
I'll just get the third time.
So Nuada is not drinking?
Nope.
No? Okay. Then, yeah. You see Skrulk. Skrulk gaze becomes a bit... it starts to fade a bit. You actually see Nuada in his eyes, little veins of metal starting to take over the yellow of his eyes.
Is this supposed to happen?
Yeah.
Look at the others. Is this supposed to happen? Check his eyes.
Do
Do another
Durnan,
one. Do another one.
Durnan looks at him and he says, he's getting Acheroned.
What exactly does that mean?
What does that even mean? He says, I don't know what it means, but it gets people going.
Interesting.
Oh wow.
Although I don't think it can affect me.
She said, you feel still pretty comfortable. You know, you do feel like your mouth is covered in metal. The top of your mouth and your tongue.
So there is a sensation.
There is absolutely a sensation, absolutely. And
Well, then she's a bit blown away by this because I mean she's used to tasting poisons and things, but alcohol, she doesn't get buzzed by it whatsoever. So
there is definitely no alcohol in this thing. There is something else.
yeah, but I mean she's kind of like into this because this is like a new experience for her.
Absolutely,
Yep.
absolutely.
Let's go.
Okay,
Stroke is feeling good.
Skrulk, you feel very tipsy.
That's a good feeling for Skrulk right
You
now.
see, Durnan says, "One more."
One more.
Okay, he pours.
I have a bad feeling about this.
Roll me a Constitution save.
And there it is.
And then it hits the hammer. So you see, she's her eyes are starting to tear up a bit. You see, the tears seem to be made of some kind of liquid metal, and
I've never cried before.
Ben,
Yeah.
if you should describe Shiza's drunkenness, how would that be? Is she the outgoing kind of drunk or the inward going kind of drunk?
I think it should be the outward kind, because
Okay.
like as a Yuan-Ti, she is quite mechanical
Yes.
and almost like an imitation of life, and now it's almost as if she's discovering a personality for the first time.
So you see Shiza putting one of her hands on the head of Skrulk and the other hand under his chin. Skrulk, you this one was better, but it's your third roll. So Skrulk is what kind of drunk is Skrulk?
Skrulk is normally snarky and stuff, so I think he slowly just becomes more inverted.
Okay.
A little bit more worried about the things around him. He gets a little bit more paranoid.
So you see that Shiza's putting her hands on. You're kind of starting to close up in yourself, and she's like, "Don't worry, everything will be fine," kind of thing. As a snake, she starts to put an arm around your neck.
Skrulk kind of like his eyes kind of like dart left and right, like he looks at the arm like almost as if she's about to like strangle him, and then kind of like looks at her, and then like it kind of clicks in his head, like no, this is new pack, it's safe, but he's still giving her like this long sideways glance, like if you try something, I'm stabbing you. Kind
You
of
see that Durnan looks at you, Skrulk, and he says, "A last bit of liquid courage."
Skrulk slowly nods. He remembers that this is a competition.
So he puts down another 2. This is going to be a pretty difficult save for both of you. more for Skrulk, though.
Man, it hurts being like 30 pounds. Oh!
Okay. You see, so she's as you are hugging Skrulk, you see him giving in as he is completely crashes in between your breasts, drooling, and his legs become mush, and basically only your hands are holding him from falling to the ground. You are like, half leaning on the counter, caressing the head of Skrulk like he's a little puppy or your teddy bear that you maybe never had, being a snake person.
Something else is also slightly happening.
Uh-huh.
Shisa's face is turning more snake-like. And her body is getting a little bit more snake-like. Kind of as if she's turning into this sort of like half metallic, half Shisa, half white snaky thing that's sort of like just wrapping around Skrulk.
Yeah, you see that the people around you are look at all these, especially at your transformation. Nuada, Tarling, all this, you also notice this, like Shisa is becoming a snake, it seems.
Okay.
Skrulk's tail is just kind of like going back and forth like the pendulum on a grandfather clock. Just dong.
Durnan is looking at the bottle and then at Shisa, and it's like, I've never seen that happen.
Yeah, well, I guess we'll just need to put them in a let them sleep. So.
Yeah, or would you like a sand?
Write all that down for the next song.
Would you like a sandbox or something? I don't know. Can she sleep in that?
I guess she will sleep back.
So Shisa, you become a snake?
No, I'm just sort of like halfway between the two.
Halfway between, okay. Of
So
course,
I've got these gimp little hands.
yeah.
It's just
As you're-
caressing.
disgusting.
I like to imagine the snake people from Dark Souls 1 and Sen's Fortress. They have like the really long neck head, but the rest of them is just regular,
Okay.
like regular human.
Yeah. Of course, as you become leaner and more,
Oh,
Oh,
we lost
Lost
him.
him.
so as you become more,
Yeah, you're back now.
as you become leaner and more snake-like, your clothes start to. You see, Durnan looks at the other. You should help your girl there.
How about we put those two in separate rooms, just to make sure that she doesn't swallow him like a snake would, and we check on them in the morning.
They're both reptiles. They'll be fine.
Fair enough.
So do you assist or?
Oh, I can't do anything.
No,
I
other
take
old-
Shisa and I bring her to her room.
Okay. Yes. Very well.
I take the little one, and I don't know if he has a room, but worst case scenario, we just rent one for the night. We just put him in there and
Okay.
let him.
I'll be helping out getting there.
Okay. So once you have put Shisa and Skrulk in their rooms, do you go back to the tavern or do you go to sleep, or what do you like to do?
I will sleep with one eye open, meaning I meditate because I don't need to sleep.
Okay.
What time is it, more or less?
You arrived around. Well, you haven't looked outside of the.
Yeah, well, let's
Even. It
go
seems to be
have a
evening.
look out.
It seems to be
Okay.
evening. It seems to be evening. Yes. Maybe even night.
Evening, night. Okay, we've eaten, we've drunk. In that case, I'll also go rest.
Okay. And Nuada, you were also going resting.
Yeah, I'm.
Okay. And Albis.
At first, I will go back downstairs, and then I will see everyone's gone, and then I'm like, yeah, I'll go rest as well.
So you will all go rest. Okay, very well. Then yeah, the evening ends like this. You have those of you that look out of the window in the evening. You do see that the sky is full of stars. In fact, Skrulk and
Yes.
Nuada and Albis. I think that's your first time here.
Hmm.
Yes.
Is it? Okay, very well. So yeah. What you see is that the sky is full of stars, really, in the evening. Weird stars that you have not seen before. Okay, at this point you just went to sleep, so you do not realize the truth of these stars, but maybe tomorrow the thing will be more apparent to you. Another thing, morning comes at the same in the same way as it went away, and
Is there a hangover?
there is clearly an hangover, and mostly this metallic, coppery taste in your mouth, and this coldness in the center of your guts.
I feel something.
I feel alive. I feel alive.
I feel cold. Where's the fireplace?
So if you go down, you see that people in the tavern have probably changed, which we are doing right now.
I'm already there having breakfast.
Okay, pick a table if you want.
Sure.
Someone fell in the hole.
Yeah, man.
Oh no! Someone save him!
Slowly moving people around.
Scroll goes for the fireplace to soothe this cold feeling in his gut.
Okay, so yeah, you take your position there. Okay, you know what I'm thinking here? Maybe it's a new day. We could take a break here. Then if you want to set up Jay, you can do that, and we'll be back in a few minutes.
All right, I will do this then and put us to a pause. So we'll see you guys soon, and hopefully it will just be a few. Actually, I'm not sure if I can do it live.
Yeah, but I let's take a break anyhow.
We'll try and figure it out. We'll be back.
Okay.
All right, we're back, guys.
Heyo!
Yay!
Thank you for waiting.
We got an XP bonus.
Yes, we did. Last week there was something wrong with the XP system, so this is actually a reward for technically for those who tuned in last week, but you all get it, so yay! Now you can start using it.
No, store it. Do not spend your money.
Do it.
Do it. Okay, very well. So you wake up the day after, back into the Yawning portal. When you look outside of the window, you do not see the sun, yet there is light. The sky isn't blue. It's actually kind of gray, but it still gives off this luminescence. This is just what you see from the window, of course. You didn't go on the street itself. Although maybe one thing that also you can, that probably the tavern is situated on some kind of, at the base of some hill, because you see that the rest of the city kind of like grows up and up and up on the horizon until you lose track of how high up the hill it has gone.
But we cannot see where it ends.
You cannot see where it ends, but
It's that big? Wow.
Shisa, Tarlin, and I want to say Ella, she's not here. And Mercy also, I think. No, you have been here before, and I don't know if you remember what's particular about Sigil, but
it's a donut.
You may know why this hill never happened.
It's like it goes around in a circle.
Yes.
It's like a ring that someone would wear on their finger.
Yes. For those of you that are not familiar with Sigil, it's called the City of Portals and also the city at the center of the multiverse, which of course it's a matter of contention since the multiverse is infinite, so we are all at the center of the universe in a way. But that said, city is indeed a city. Sigil is indeed a city built in the inside of a donut. So when you look at the stars in the night, you're actually looking at the lights of the city that is above you. Exactly. And when you look at the gray in the morning, you're actually looking at the smog and fumes of the city above you. So you could keep walking around Sigil and never end because the city keeps going around in a circle. Thank you, Tallinn, for that wonderful link, which we will make a great... Yeah, we will still use this map.
I cannot share it on Twitch because Twitch doesn't allow me to share.
Yeah,
links,
it doesn't
but...
allow links for some reason.
That worked perfectly fine, and I have it now up for our viewers.
It is also on our blog, I believe, but you can also not share the link of the blog. So yeah, whatever.
Can't you put it in the chat?
I can put it in the.
Nope. In the chat, I just get a deleted link when I type enter.
Oh, I saw it in there.
Not DMs, admins or whoever it is.
Maybe you can.
See,
maybe you can, Ben. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Oh, right. Yes. Okay. I can copy it in. That will probably work for me.
Yeah.
They have it that way so people can't just come in and just spam burst porn or something like that.
Do you have a link for the
viruses.
blog, Fausto?
Lame.
Actually, I have it probably.
You should have it too.
I will fix it.
It should be your starting page.
Let's see. This is Tales of the Yawning Portal, so I will post it in chat as well for anyone who wants to know what we've been up to. Fausto always writes in his blog religiously about all his campaigns, and there's links in there to check out past campaigns, or the start of this campaign, or even Princess of the Apocalypse is also in there, our alternating Monday night games.
Yeah, not the last session though, because I'm slacking in my updates, but it will be.
Shame.
For shame. This weird thing called real life.
I know the feels.
Yeah.
Is this the real life?
Or is it just fantasy? Are we caught in a landslide?
No escape from reality.
I would argue that D&D is a great escape from reality, to be honest.
I would argue that D&D is more real. So yeah, you wake up, and there is still some people there at the Yawning Portal. Some of them were there last night. Some of them are new. And I suppose you are given a breakfast. This morning they have omelette of Mount Celestia chickens and bacon from the Grey Waste.
Skrulk asked if they have any really warm stews.
Bacon
or
from the Grey Waste, you see?
Yeah.
So how does all of this taste? Exotic, or is it considerably similar to like the regular versions?
The bacon from the Grey Waste tastes a lot like ash. Yeah, and rotten wood, in fact.
That probably appeals to Shisa, although she would
How do you
prefer a
know
life rat, obviously.
how ash and rotten wood tastes like?
Yeah, it's an acquired taste. And the omelette of Mount Celestia chickens, somehow when you do eat the omelette, you can still hear the little chickens chirping in your ears, as if they are happy to nourish you.
Sure.
So that's what's buzzing in my ear. Mm.
This isn't pleasant. I can't taste the fear.
No, probably not. No, probably not.
Yeah, I'll skip the bacon after a try, but I'll have some eggs.
Very well.
I'll go double down on the eggs.
Okay, all of it can be washed down by some a very nice local, so to say, Tirna Og goat milk.
Okay.
Which milk tastes like horse piss.
Well, it's a bit acid, in fact.
I'm
with
just seeing episode 8
what?
of Star Wars.
Why? Ah, yeah. Okay.
Don't get me started.
I haven't seen it either.
Okay.
Don't. Anyway, let's move on.
So yeah, you have your breakfast. When you see that a man approaches your table, he is a human, and he is dressed a bit like a swashbuckler of sorts.
The gentleman, I like it.
You do see that, yes, he has a long hair in a bun at the back of his neck, a goatee and mustache, and you think there is the slightest hint of makeup on his cheeks and on his forehead, and he's wearing an extremely beautiful longsword on his side that seems to be made of some kind of silvery mist, as if it was made of glass filled in with silvery mist.
Oh, that is an interesting blade.
He also makes a bow, and he says, "Greetings, milady," looking at you, Shisa, and gentlemen, looking at the others.
Greetings.
Hello.
And gentle elves. I could not avoid but overhear your conversation yesterday, and I have noticed that you seem to be in possession of art objects of a sort.
This is true.
Greatly interests my employer.
Oh, finally, my art is being recognized. I just my painting, my writings, like say it's good that. Well, let me show you how this was handcrafted. And I start bullshitting him completely because I know what he wants, and I don't want him to get there.
You can clearly see the in his face as you explain him all, and he takes it with much grace, nodding and approving. And he says, as much as your art, it's of great interest, and I'm sure that my employer will also appreciate it. I was referring to some other kind of art objects.
And what might
No idea what you're talking about.
I show something like the crystal goblet, and I start giving the historical explanation, like where it's from, crafted it, and things like that.
You see the same exact expression that he had during Nuada's explanation.
You think we can give enough explanations to make this guy just say this isn't worth it and walk away?
No, I mean, I wouldn't be bullshitting. It's all true what I say.
Of course, he says, and I'm sure that that would fetch a pretty price at the market, and I would be more than willing to direct you to the right people that you can sell those trinkets to.
That is useful.
So, you are a guide of sorts in this town?
Oh no! Please! I'm not a tout. I work one, and I see my employer. She does not like to.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but who are you?
Oh, my apologies.
Yeah.
You can call me the gentleman.
No, that's not a name.
Oh, it is my name.
The gentleman.
Yes, indeed.
Nice moniker.
Do you have a name?
Yeah, I'm the coffee cup.
He
What
laughs.
is coffee?
He laughs, a fake laugh, a circumstance laugh, and he goes like, very smart, very smart. At the
I
same
know.
time,
I
at the
know,
same
right?
time, at the same time, not wrong. He looks at the free chair. He says, "Do you mind?"
Why don't you sit down and at least tell us what you really are looking for?
He says, "Please allow me to finish this line concerning names. You are in Sigil, the city of doors, and you will meet many different and strange creatures in this city. Now, gold is valued here, of course, as is jewels and magic, but you must not underestimate the power of true names. So do not be too careless in giving your true name to a stranger.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
That said,
He has a point.
your name is not your true name, I can assure you. Your name is just something that your parents gave you on a whim, something they believed was smart or interesting, probably failing. Your true name was decided much before you were brought into the world. So do not be afraid to tell me your name. Then he looks at you, Shisa.
Shisa al-Sukali.
Then he looks at Tarlin,
I'm the historian.
the historian. Okay. He looks at Nuada and he says, "Still the coffee maker?"
Yes.
Very
The
well.
coffee
I
maker.
believe he said the coffee cup.
The coffee cup. Okay.
Whatever
And then
coffee is.
he notices scroll that just skulked on the side.
Skrulk just looks at him like,
Do you also belong to this jolly company?
yeah.
Do you?
You can call me the Shadow, I guess.
The shadow.
Can I hide over here?
Albis, do you stay where you are together with Mercy, or
Yeah, I'm enjoying my breakfast.
you're enjoying it? Okay, very well. Then, with all this, with this little chit chat out of the way, the gentleman says, "I have noticed an exchange of a coin last night."
Oh, that lost bet. Bitch potch.
He says, "There is no need to be quaint. I'm not here to buy the coin from you. I'm here to tell you that my employer, she is very knowledgeable in artifacts, and she's always looking to employ people that have skill, that have resolution, that know how to handle troubles. And you strike me as that kind of people."
How astute. Yes. Who is this employer of yours?
Well, at this point, I cannot disclose her identity.
Give us a
Give
fake
her a
name.
fake name, yes, T.
I just want
perhaps.
that won't be necessary. That won't be necessary. At the same time, I want to offer you my knowledge of the city
Okay, so
as
you
a
are
show of goodwill. Not exactly. I can point you in the right direction until I leave this tavern. For the rest, you will be on your own. At the same time, I need to understand: are you the kind of person that I think you are? In case some work should come your way, would you be the kind of person that would accept it without making too many questions?
Shisa will just put Shadis back down on the table and sort of take a seat back and just says,
What do you think?
If I must follow my instinct, I would say you are exactly murdering hobo.
sounds about right.
Perfect, he said. And just to tickle your attention, that is not the first time I see such a coin. So,
Where have you seen another?
why? In the possession of my employer, of course.
Interesting.
Well, perhaps we can take this
So-
job. I have a good vibe, like all of a sudden.
Well,
Yes. We just need to order some work done first.
There is no job right now. As I told you, I'm just here to make sure that you are the persons we can call upon. And apparently you are. So, with that said, before I leave, if you need some tidbit of information, I may be able to provide it to you.
Well, yes. Do you know of a place in the foundry where one might procure armor of an artistic value?
The foundry is full with forges and armorers and artists. In fact, real artists. See, the foundry is not only a place of industry, it is literally a place of creation. The foundry is the headquarters of the believers of the source. You will hear them called in a different name in Sigil, the Godsmen.
Is this one of those factions we've heard of?
Yes, indeed. One of the most influential factions, in fact. The believers of the source believe that each life is a test, and in fact that every person has the potential to become a god. That is why they create. By creating, they recreate themselves, and in a way train their soul into constantly forging and refining themselves into a new being. So yes, are you looking for art and armor?
Yes.
The foundry, the great foundry, is where you should.
Now, what about magic? I would need things like magic inks, etc.
If you are looking for magical components and inks for your craft, then I can suggest you Tivum's Antiquities.
Tivin's Antiquities.
Interesting.
Yes.
All right.
You will find the nice lady working behind the counter can provide for many of your needs.
And where would I find this shop?
Market Ward. I do strongly suggest that you procure yourself out before you go out there. They're not all men or con artists. Some of them are. I don't want to say that they are loyal, but they will keep a contract.
Okay. And which part of the city are we in now, actually?
You are now in the lower ward.
All right.
Which ward was that other one in? Tivum's Antiquities?
In the market ward.
Market.
You mean this is the rock bottom of civilization in this city?
What do you say?
You mean that this is the rock bottom of civilization in this big city?
Oh no, not at all. The bottom of it is the hive.
The what?
The hive. I do not suggest to go there unless you.
And where is it so we are sure that we don't go?
Well, you're now in the lower ward, so if you start Spire Ward, you will be reaching the hive. See, we don't use prime material directions here. You either go Spire Ward or downward.
I see. Thank you, thee.
And how do we recognize Spireward and Downward?
The spire right there.
Well,
Yes, that explains.
I'm afraid you will just have.
We can ask for directions.
And
You can
which part of the city was the foundry at? I know we've passed there once, but it's been quite a while.
It's the next one over, I think.
The foundry. It's in this ward. It's in the lower.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, oh, it's in the lower ward. Right. Alright.
Very well. He looks at his wrist water clock, and and he says, "Well, at this point, I'm afraid I have to leave you. But I wish you the best of luck here in the city of doors.
Thank
And,
you, the gentleman.
Don't let it become your cage." He stands up. He tips his head and he leaves.
I noticed that the coins mentioned the first one needs attunement.
Yes,
Could I have done that at night after
Of
I was
course.
given the copper coin by Olaf?
absolutely yes. And so you can also roll what kind of special effect it will have on you.
And that's a D8.
A D8, I believe.
Okay. A 5.
A 5.
Perhaps we can also sell some of our magical loot in this antiquities store.
You guys must have gotten a lot of it seeing it your bags. Scroll
Okay,
up your marks.
apparently you got the same issue of Shisa, and from now on you will sleep with your eyes open.
Okay. All right. But I do have a normal sleep still. Actually,
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm an elf. I have a trance. I don't sleep.
You're just creepy. Like, when you trance, your eyes stay open like the eyes of a dead guy, a dead man. Let's say.
He translates
Okay.
like this.
Yeah, sounds
Okay.
right.
Sounds good.
So, to the foundry then, since it's in this ward.
Dude,
Okay.
hope it's warm there.
Should be right.
How cold is Sigil?
It is as warm as a rainy day in autumn. Like, you need a cloak, and you need pants and shoes. It's a bit London in autumn.
It's time to spend some coin.
That is also the thing. Since you woke up, and now when you decide to leave the tavern, it has been raining almost constantly. And that rain does not really have a great taste in your mouth if accidentally it drops in it. You understand that whatever rain comes, it's kind of the condensation of the fumes, the other parts of town, that then falls down on you. So you are still not completely sure how gravity works in this place. At this moment, wherever you walk, you seem to experience normal gravity, but something may be weird here.
But before we leave, should we maybe look in the tavern for a tout? Or do you guys want to look outside for one?
We should ask Dernan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oi,
Okay.
Dernan.
Yes. Have you slept well?
Yes, I found something.
What have you found?
Yes, it was a good night's rest.
We're looking for a tout, one that's not going to lead us into a portal.
Well, what he says, there is all portals in Sigil, so the chance is always there, of course. But I guess your best bet is probably try and reach the market ward by your own means, and there is a full square, a square full of touts. You just need to to pick one.
I see. Can you point me to the foundry then?
The foundry, yes, of course. It is actually almost impossible to miss when there are some very huge buildings here in Sigil, and the biggest ones are, of course, the headquarters of the factions. Now, the foundry is not just a building; it's a full district made of foundries. So, if you get out of here and you start looking in the direction of the ladies' ward, you could not miss the Foundry district. It's just on Alehouse Row after Whitesmith Street.
Should we be looking on the other map? Or?
Well, not necessarily. You're just spouting names that you have no idea.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, Foundry district, right here.
And when you're really really lost and you don't have a tout, just look for a Dabus, and it will give you some indications.
Okay.
All right. Sounds fair.
Then let's blow this joint. We'll be back tonight. Very comfortable room.
Your rooms will be waiting for you.
Excellent.
Okay, so you do leave the tavern, and indeed at this point you may want to check the map of Sigil on this wonderful site. Now, if you see, you are in the lower ward.
Yep.
Somewhere on the Forgotten Lane, which is down to, if you see, down in the middle of this ward, there is something called the Little Bitopia.
Yep.
And to the north of that, there is Forgotten Lane.
Yep.
Yeah, that's where the Yawning portal is, at least today. And and in fact, when you do look around, you cannot miss the huge Great Foundry, that district that you see just north of Forgotten Lane. You see Whitesmith Street, and then on the left, Alehouse Row.
Okay.
You see that?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, if that's where you want to go, you shouldn't be missing it from that distance.
Nope.
Okay. So as I was saying, it is raining, so you probably bring a cloak.
Scrollcast says trusty red one.
Guess it's just traveler's clothes that.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. It's just for fluff. And there is a lot of chaos in the streets of Sigil. You see that the streets are full of creatures. You have been in big cities in your times, of course, in your material wards, whatever it is that you're coming from. But this place is packed with creatures from all around the multiverse, in fact. Elf, dwarves, halflings, genasi, goliaths, lizard folk, tritons, you name it. Among from even weirder things like, literal angels and demons walking the streets. Not to mention, of course, the complete outlandish way that they all dress. There is, for those of you that have been here the last time, you know that the architecture of Sigil makes great use of Gothic details like blades and gargoyles and faces. There is faces everywhere, carved not only on the buildings, but also sometimes on the clothes and armor of the people living in Sigil. Regarding the Great Foundry itself, when you do approach it, the sound of fills the air, together with this clouds of black or dark gray smoke coming from many of the shops that are there in Ale House Row and the Foundry district. Apart from people working at their forges and creating things, you see a good amount of artists, painters, poets, writers, people, individuals that put some kind of carpet directly on the street, and they are selling lines of poetry to other people on the street for a few coins. People that propose, there is an artist's feet, so you propose to pay to draw your feet for some coins and things like that. And then there is some real preachers, like, some kind of speaker's corner where there is a man standing there and there is gathered people, all of them bringing some sort of symbol, similar symbol, either on their clothes or as an amulet or as an headdress. And the speaker is talking about the philosophy of the believers of the source. So as the gentleman told you, what they believe is that there is a God inside each and every one of us. We just need to, walk the path to godhood and achieve our full potential of becoming one.
I like this philosophy.
Yes.
That's not bad, right?
It's appealing.
Do you stay there, listen?
For a few minutes. I don't think we're in a huge rush, right?
Sorry, I didn't catch the last thing you said.
I don't think we're in a huge rush, so we could stay for a few
Absolutely
minutes.
not. Yes, of course. You do see that several of the people gathered there, they listen like they agree, especially those that have the symbol on their clothes. Some others, they just shake their head as if they don't agree. You notice little groups of people talking about these philosophies. So something that probably you haven't seen in other big cities. A very important topic here in Sigil seems to be the meaning of existence. And even the common people here are talking about it as if it's something that they are faced with daily, which seems difficult to believe because that won't feed them or their families, knowing what the real meaning of existence is. But if you do find yourself interested in the way of the Godsmen, you do see that there are some of their members that actually go around when they see those people that seem to be more interested and they still do not bear the sign, they kind of approach them to talk with them. So is any of you looking interested?
Sure.
Skrull isn't. He just leaned up against someone's leg, cleaning his claws.
I'm
What
paying
they're calling
attention to
clothes.
what they're saying.
Very well. Then, Tallinn, you see that a woman approaches you. She's a dwarven woman, and she also bears the symbol of the Godsman. It isn't a specific... It does look like a sword clad in a sun. Maybe I have a nice drawing for you. Yeah, you can follow this, and that's the symbol of the believers of the source. Maybe, Ben, you can open it on your screen so people see this.
I believe it's...
We can do this.
yeah, okay. Looks like an interesting symbol.
And you see that this dwarven woman, she looks at you, and she says, "You,
Yes, miss?
are you a newborn god?"
I believe so, yes. I like to think of myself as a god.
This is the first step on the path of the believers of the source. Because you are not wrong, my friend. You are a god. Or you will be once you have completed your path.
Oh, and what path would that be?
Enlightenment. Discovery.
500 gold piece.
Exactly. It's everything. Everything starts from the inside. But the end of your journey, it's already inside of you. You just need to discover it.
I am looking for enlightenment and the meaning of the universe, correct?
Then maybe you should come with us. We will show you how to harness the God that is inside of you. Now, what I'm going to tell you is this. By being in Sigil and joining one or another faction and following their beliefs, if they're also your beliefs, you might get some little boons related to that specific faction. The more you work for the faction and the more you uphold their beliefs, the more boons you will get that are related to that faction. As a way of an example related to the Godsmen, if you do decide to join the Godsmen, you will get three special features. The first one, it's probably a little bit more like a penalty, but but it depends. But not in your, I believe, because the first restriction of the Godsman is that raise dead and resurrection does not work on you. Only reincarnation does. The thing is, you already sold your soul to Shadow Throne, so yeah, you don't care about that.
Shame.
Also, Godsmen believe in self-reliance and in achieving your own potential. So accepting aid during some sort of personal test, it's seen as beneath you. And this means that you will not receive inspiration while you accept help in a very important situation. At the same time, if you accept to become a Godsman, you will start to recall your past lives. And you will gain proficiency in a language or a tool of your choice whenever you spend inspiration for 1 hour. And in general, their optimism and their self-reliance make Godsmen very well received throughout the planes. So normally, initial reactions with those that understand that you're a Godsman will be helpful when people recognize that you are a Godsman. Also, there are some advantages of being part of a faction that are, first of all, being part of a group that has political influence in Sigil. Very often, the difference between getting thrown into jail and not getting thrown into jail is who do you know in Sigil. So if you can show that you are a member of a good standing, you may get a few free passes also with the law.
Factions sound interesting, but I'd like to hear more of the others first.
I can imagine that it may be so, yes. There are many different philosophies in Sigil that you may explore. I don't want to info dump you like this, so I will just tell you when you go to one of the places where these people are more prominent, then I will explain you that specific faction. And since you have chosen the Foundry first, that's what I'm telling you first.
Fair enough.
I will think about it before I make my decision. But,
she says it is completely understandable, but understand this: that decision has already been made because your godhood is inside of you.
Yes. So this enlightenment, does it only apply to your own godhood, or does it also show the deeper secrets of the universe, secrets older and darker than the gods themselves?
There is nothing grander than the gods. Once you achieve godhood, you will be omniscient and omnipotent.
What a boring life.
How many members
She
of
looks
your-
at you. She looks at you. In fact, when she sees you dressed in dark clothes and so white and so pale and so albino, she's like, if I didn't know that there is a god inside of you, I would take you for one of the dead. And you got an email.
Yeah, that's Jarvis. Thank you.
That's the god Woken trying to get you to join their cult.
You do understand though when dead, literal dead, but to something that in this city is called the dead.
No.
What do you mean with these dead?
The Dustman.
The gun
If you-
man, dust
If you pass by the mortuary, you will meet those ghouls.
Sounds
Mortuary
unpleasant.
doesn't really interest me.
It
That's
shouldn't.
another boring life.
They believe we are already all dead. How can you believe such a thing? We are fountains of life.
Yes. Brought here to be experiencing this great life. Perhaps godhood is in the future.
Perhaps, certainly, if you can reach the end of your journey.
Some are more apt than others.
The same spark is in all of us. But indeed, some realize this before others.
We shall think on your philosophy. But if you will
No,
excuse us.
Of course.
The knowledge I'm looking for is older than the gods. I don't think you.
She seems surprised at these words, but you see that she's a very positive person and open to other people's opinion, though very inflexible in her own opinion.
Good luck with your quest for enlightenment.
Good luck to you too. I shall see you on the path to godhood.
You
Look,
already
my
have.
past blood has started. Look, I'm enlightened.
Easy now, JJ.
So yeah, but what did we come?
Well, Shazer in particular
Founded
is
for.
looking for a craftsman that could commission some armor for her.
You can definitely find great find.
Someone who can work serpent motifs and whatnot into the metal.
Very well. You find here they actually build common metal goods like spikes and pitons and nails and other things that are needed, fancies. But there is definitely some armorer also here. So yeah, eventually you do find someone that is able to do that. Do you have something specific that you want to ask?
In character or?
Yeah, sure.
Yes, I'm looking for someone that can commission me. Start with like a breastplate, something to protect the torso, but with serpent motifs. Flexible if possible, so it's ribbed or
You see that the elf,
articulated.
the elf is the owner of the shop, says, "You're in great luck, milady. I just acquired an apprentice that comes from the realm of Set. He knows everything about snakes.
Excellent. I would know more about this person and this world.
Due to the requirement that you want on your armor, just take the price from the player's handbook and add 50% to it.
Okay. So
And it will, if you tell me how much that is.
I think a breastplate is 400.
400. Then it will probably be ready a week.
Okay. But it's just steel. That's the only material that's available. Yeah.
What do you say?
It's just going to be made out of steel, right?
Yeah. Are you asking for something else, or?
I don't know. Do they have any exotic materials?
Well, it will be steel, but in this case, it will be Bathorian steel. So it comes from hell.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's not an issue for her.
Very well. Well, where the realm was set.
Well,
You probably
when
have
you say
not
it
heard
comes,
of this. Yeah.
when you say it comes from hell, do you mean the nine hells specifically, or is it like?
Yes.
Okay, so
The-
but is there a demon equivalent?
Well,
Her people are more abyssal.
yeah, well, I know, but Set is from hell, so this specific
Okay,
guy.
all right, yeah.
Yeah.
It could be cool anyway. So
It
it's
could be,
greeny
yeah,
tinged.
so- It will be, greeny tinged.
Perfect.
Anybody else that needs to buy something else?
I'm cool. Whatever.
I would like to find a rope or something made from materials from the Shadowfell.
A rope made from material of the shelf. That would... Okay, but it has to be just a rope. And why does it have to be from the Shadowfell exactly? Because it has to be black, or...
Because opposites attract.
Okay, very well. A rope maker.
It's to help him rope in those drows in his life.
Who sells ropes? How do you call a shop that sells ropes? General store?
Adventuring
A
store,
tailor?
maybe? I don't
Oh.
know. A tailor. Robes or ropes?
We do have a redemption, by the way.
Oh.
For Ben, you will get a disadvantage
Rena.
for winking. Yes.
Drinking.
No, for winking.
For winking. Did you wink?
I must have.
This is why I keep my face a little shadow cast so people can't hit me with that skinny stuff like that.
Why did you wink?
See, Fausto,
Anyway.
it's not just
It's
you.
not all against me. Okay, very well. Fantastic. Fantastic. Okay, Albis, I guess there will be a bit of searching around for this rope, but I suppose you could find something like that. Do you go look for it by yourself, or do you still stay with your other companion?
I will stay with my companion, and I'll just keep an eye out if I see a tailor or something.
Okay, so if you want, one of you can make me an investigation, since you are all together looking for this.
I'm trained in it, actually, pretty well.
I'm not. You don't want me to make that test. I have a +0 to it.
I can. The question is this where the disadvantage gets applied?
I'll do it because I'm the one looking for the.
Up to you on Fausto where it gets applied, I guess.
If you want to make the investigation check, I was going to say I can assist you, but
Okay, so yes, all this. An 18 will definitely to find a shop, and here in the Great Foundry where they create a lot of stuff, why not? Mostly though, here at the Great Foundry, since they deal in metal, you do realize they kind of direct you to go to the Grand Bazaar. So they say the Grand Bazaar, if you're looking for something specific, the foundry regarding metal is probably the place to be, and there are other places that are very specific. whatever you cannot find anywhere else, it's for sure in the Grand Bazaar. They tell you. Which is, of course, in the market world.
Okay, it's way away.
Yeah, that's a while.
Yeah, you should definitely use a tout to get there, or you may get lost.
I thought they said go to the market ward to look for a tout.
That is a fact. Although, if you want, you could.
Sorry, what was that last part you cut out?
You could also start looking for a tout here in the around the foundry.
That would be good.
Yeah, let's start doing that.
Okay, somebody can make me another investigation.
I'll give it a try. Anybody want to assist me?
If it's investigation, sure.
It's investigation.
Why did that not roll the normal thing?
You have no bonus, baby.
Oh, they added in the new bar thing at the top that has like normal, disadvantage, advantage.
Yeah. Okay, so roll again. Then you have
It's not really new.
Okay.
That hasn't been there for me, actually. First time I've seen it.
Okay, then you do find a tout. He's a tiefling. You are used to what are in fact called Asmodean tieflings. So this red-skinned, horned, tailed creatures with relations to hell. But you see that here in Sigil, you have seen a lot of individuals with a bit of the lower planes around them. So they are tieflings and they have demonic or devil blood, but they do not look the same at all. So this specific one, you see, he does have some horns which look more like ridges on his forehead, and he has these goat-like legs and a very, very short tail, for example. But yeah, he says for a single piece of gold, I shall bring you wherever you need to be in the city.
The market
Well, we would.
Yeah, the Great Bazaar.
Flip
Yeah.
a coin over to him. I'll cover the price.
A wonderful choice.
And perhaps while we go there, Tivum's Antiquities should be in that area, right?
That is in fact correct, yes. Though that will be a second list.
Sure, that makes it 2 gold then.
Yes, indeed.
I flick him over the 1 gold for the marketplace.
I'll
Okay.
add a gold for the Antiquities.
Very well. Then he does tell you that it's a pretty long way away to get there. So unless you want to walk for a couple of hours, we may want to take a sedan chair.
Yes, that done.
Sure.
Yeah, I think we should
Yes.
do it.
He says, I know exactly the right person who can help us with this. So if you give me another 2 gold per person, I will provide sedan chairs for everyone.
I'll.
Sure. I will hand him mine, my 2 gold.
Very well. So
We can cut my price out if nobody minds me riding on their lap. I'm not very big or heavy.
he looks at you and said, you can definitely ride the sedan else.
I'll ride with Shisha, I guess, if she doesn't care.
I doubt we dragon serpenty folk should stick together.
We scaly folks should stick together. Right,
Can't
so
see my scales.
They're
private.
He does come back with Scroll, what about Mary? Did we just say hello and she went off, or what happened?
I think she would have stayed at the tavern just gathering rumors.
Okay, she's just there, like, yeah, you guys go look. I know these are okay, very well.
Yeah, she's just gonna learn the lay of the streets to help the team out while
Okay,
they
very well.
go do all their shopping, because she doesn't really need anything. She has her sword and her armor. She's good.
Fantastic. All right then. So the tout comes back. At, 1, 2, 3, 4 sedan chairs. You see that in fact these two-wheeled carts are not pulled by horses or animals, but by men or women or dwarves or Goliaths. So each of you can fit in one of them. There's only one chair on the sedan chair, and then this humanoid starts bringing you around the city, wherever it is that you want to go. And so you pass by. Let me see. You're there in the Foundry District. Okay, the thing is this. The sedan chair guy talked with the tout, and he says, in order to go to the market world, oh no, we will not be faster through the hive. Okay, so we will avoid the hive for sure. But we will have to go through the ladies' ward and then reach the market ward. Okay, the ladies' ward is the richest ward of Sigil. You see that you pass by these marble buildings, the roads that are clean. You also see more and more of patrols of men armored in red plates, bringing glaives or some kind of pole arms. Your tout tells you that these men in red are the Harmonium, one of the other great factions of the city of Sigil, and they believe in absolute order. So they deal with policing the city of Sigil. Is it me? Am I scratching?
I don't know who's scratching, but someone's scratching pretty sure.
I don't even have a microphone.
You're rustling. You're using your phone, right?
Yeah.
Is anything on the table that's rustling?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
It sounds like Fausto because I only hear it when he talks.
Right.
Okay.
It could just be that you're moving and.
Do you want me to be completely still?
I don't know.
As a statue.
Okay, so yes, you start to see these red-dressed people and temple district. You see that there is shrines and little temples to any possible god ever. Some of them you have never heard about, or you do not recognize their symbols. You pass by the court district. You see this big courthouse, the place where, as your tout tells you, the Fraternity of Order rules. One of the great factions that believes that everything in the multiverse is determined by laws that can be learned and eventually exploited.
Oh.
Until you reach the market world and the Great Bazaar. Now, you have seen markets in the past, but the Great Bazaar is probably the most colorful, most chaotic, and noisy place that you have ever seen in your life. The place is so packed that you have no idea how the merchants avoid people from stealing from them, because there's just too many people. There is a lot of creatures that look like goat centaurs. So they have half of their bodies humanoid, and the other half is that of a mounted goat.
Oh.
And once you reach the ground, the tout tells you that you have arrived, of course. And if you want to go to Tibum's Antiquity, he indicates a greenish-colored tubular tower at the opposite side of the bazaar from which you arrived. If you are looking at the map, when you look at the word Great Bazaar, just where the R is, on its right, there is this cylinder of green.
Yep. Got it.
Okay, that's a silo.
Yeah. That's Tibum's Antiquity. So he gets your coin. They dismount you from the sedan chairs, and he said, "Enjoy Sigil."
You enjoy that coin.
Thank you.
In the same way, preachers at the Foundry, you see the same kind of people here at the Great Bazaar. The same kind in which they're also preaching something, but in a very different way. You see, they are more like gathering in circles, leaning against some pillows that they've thrown on the street or on the dust or the cobblestones. There is one of those goat people that are actually called Bariaur that is talking to the others, and he's actually explaining how we don't need factions. We don't need rules. We just need to be free and independent, and how the only true way of living your life is through complete freedom and not listening to anybody else that wants to give you order, but just trust in yourself and be free to live your life the way you want it. This is a member of the Free League, also called the In-Depth. And I don't know if any of you feels some kind of connection with this kind of thoughts.
No, because
Not
it's
immediately.
absurd. If you don't need a faction, why do you have a faction in the first place?
Very well said. Very well said, Noada.
How can you rule if you do not have laws?
Squirrel
well.
doesn't take much note into it because he comes from a kobold tribe, which they're very much, we are a pack, we ride together, we die together kind of people. So this just doesn't make sense
And
to
you
him.
run away together.
And we run away together.
Okay, very well.
But not before we leave the traps. The traps are essential parts of running away.
We just
about-
formed the Free
As is
League.
cowering.
What about you, Albis? Are you a free spirit?
All eyes turn to Albus.
That's you, Kevin.
Yes, I know. We can go to the.
No answer.
Yeah, sorry, I was looking at the map.
Yeah, I was asking you if you are a free spirit, if you feel a connection to the Free League.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Okay. Would you like to know the advantages of belonging to the Free League?
Sure.
So, first of all, we start with the restriction, of course. A true in-depth.
Faction in a Free League?
Well, it's more like it's called the restriction. But, listen to it before. A true in-depth never gives away his or her independence, power, or truth to any other outside authority. So you must never
Already screwed.
You must never betray your belief in independence, or you cannot gain inspiration until you have atoned for it. Secondarily, you have a free mind, which means that you have advantage on saving throws against charm, spells, and effect. And you can spend inspiration to remove the charmed condition from yourself.
Very useful for elves.
Yes. Yeah, probably. And that will be the start of your... Then, if you raise in the invisible ranks of the Free League, you may get more.
You know, I feel like this is a sham.
A sham?
Do you have to make payments to be a free person as well?
You don't have to pay payments at all. In fact, some factions have requirements to join. The requirement of the Free League must say that you are a member of the Free League. then you're in.
That's it.
That's
Sounds
it.
like a trap.
That's it.
It does sound like a trap.
As a
Sounds
kobold,
too
I know.
easy.
Mm-hmm. Now you're thinking like a kobold.
So ignoring this dude, then should we go into the
Yeah.
bazaar?
Ignoring these.
Yeah,
these-
man. Sorry,
these-
but
First I'm listening, and then I'm like, that's nice, sweetie, and I continue on my way.
ignoring this hipster. Let's,
I really. Oh man.
okay then. So yeah, you go into the bazaar itself, and what were you looking for?
Heading for Tivum's Antiquities, right?
How you're going straight there? Say, what about those jewels in the end? Did you exchange them or sell them, or what's the plan?
Sheetha has kept her share of jewels and is wearing them.
I will sell my share.
Mercy will sell her share.
Okay, because I'm still looking at the party loot here.
Yeah,
I
it hasn't
still
been
see-
changed because it didn't get resolved before the session.
Okay. Okay, this discarded treasure stuff is not there, right?
No. But there is the issue of some of the scrolls and things. Like perhaps there is somewhere where we could trade these minor magical items for.
Okay, sorry, another thing, just so that Shutter Spike, it's on you, right?
Oh yeah.
So I don't need to keep it in this party loot thing.
No.
Okay.
It's mostly
So
to know
Merc-
that where things went.
Yeah, well, write it on your character sheet and we don't need to keep track of it.
Also, I think we have a +2 great axe or a +2 battle axe or something that we could probably try and put on the market.
Okay, so all those potions, you didn't...
No, like, no one responded to my mails.
Okay. Okay, let's not do this now.
Nope.
So all these gems and arts objects, are these included things that you already took for yourself?
No, I haven't changed the list yet because, again, I was asking.
No, okay,
if it's
okay.
So we should.
Okay, we will do this another time then.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, Tivum's Antiquities then. You enter the shop, and indeed you see Tivum's. Okay, yes, it is indeed, as you see from outside, this cylindrical building, and the shop itself. It's made of huge round floors covered in shelves, full of barrels and crates and shelves with scrolls and magical components. You see that there is a lot of people inside the shop perusing the items. Here and there is some robed figures helping clients in choosing the right thing for them. And behind this huge counter, there is a little old woman. Her skin is dark gray. She has two long horns, and her hair are white as snow. She's clearly half demon in some way, or in any case, a tiefling, as also testified by her long tail. And she's now just having a little snack of some kind of big cockroaches that she's eating alive.
A girl after Shisha's heart.
Yes. That looks delicious.
She looks at you and said, would you...
Oh, yes.
Here. You eat a cockroach, and it's delicious. I guess it's an acquired taste, but hey.
probably
it's
better
more
than
the
the
sensation
ashen,
of something
baked.
living crawling down your throat that she enjoys.
So she says, I am a Luvian. You can call me Lou.
I am Shisa. These are my
So-
companions.
How can I help Shisa and her companions?
Skrull stands up on his like kind of like tippy toes and like waves over the counter. It's like, I'm Skrull.
Hi, little one. How can we help you today? She looks like a feeble old,
Skrull.
helpful and charming.
I believe that some of us more magical inclined people might be interested in buying and selling.
Ah, that's
Yes.
good. That's good. What do you like to buy? And what do you like to sell?
I believe one of us was after some magical inks.
Yes, I'm looking for inks I can use to write in my book of
Oh yes,
rituals.
yes. This is the basic stock here. We have, of course, every kind of inks. Do you also transcribe rituals to summon demons,
No,
devils,
summoning demons or devils.
Gedalets?
Yet.
I see. Then you just need the normal coin, the normal ink. Very well, very well.
Yes, nothing too special.
Yes, she used a little spell to amplify her voice, basically to throw her voice ale of the shop. We need magic ink for books here at the counter, and then eventually one of her robot servants arrived with a stock of ink for you. How much do you need?
Is it a regular price?
Yes.
I'll buy for 250 gold.
Very well. They provide you with the ink that you need.
Nice.
We have a large variety of minor magical trinkets and items, scrolls and potions and such. Do you know where we might be able to market these items? We also
Well,
have...
she says some things I could take off you, myself. He says. She says some things you may have to go to the friendly fiend.
The friendly
Others-
fiend.
Yes, Akin.
Akin, you say?
Yeah.
Where is this friendly fiend?
Oh, I'm not a tough boy. What are you exactly? Somewhere in the lower ward, I think, is the friendly fiend. And for the very, very big and expensive things, you can always try the trade consortium. They
Trade
like it.
consortium.
Yes.
Yes, we have an axe that is rather magical and quite valuable, I imagine. But unwieldy, if we're being honest.
She says, I'm more of a kind of scrolls and potion.
I understand. We do have scrolls and potions aplenty. Many of them not of great use to us.
Well, let's see them.
I think mostly the scrolls are of interest to sell at this point. Some of the potions may be useful, but the scrolls, we have a variety of common and uncommon scrolls.
Okay, to make a long story short, she's willing to buy all your common stuff for 50 gold each, and the uncommon for 100 gold each.
Okay.
Cash.
Yeah.
What do you think, guys? I don't know.
Can I try to negotiate?
Of course. Roll me a persuasion test.
Well, I think those prices are interesting, but surely you can do a little bit better.
Ah,
Well, she's like, you look like you. And she looks at you. And I do not think that you are affiliated to a faction, so I think you should trust me when I tell you that that's the price.
I see. And what, pray tell, is the kind of faction you are associated with?
Oh, no. I just say that as a gentle way of telling you to try and know your place, little girl.
Ooh, feisty.
Yes, indeed. But I will ignore your disrespect since you graciously provided me with a meal.
Good. Always think about the money first. You have the instinct of a fated.
A fated?
Yes. You should go to the Hall of Records. They may show you your true path.
Interesting. I already know my true path, but I would like to read about it.
Sure. Now, shall we seal the deal?
What do you say, guys?
Sure, whatever.
How much would it be in total?
We would have to count. But we're probably looking at something like the equivalent of 100. Oh, maybe 150 gold each, something like that.
That's perfectly
Yeah,
fine.
sure. Go ahead.
Alright, so we'll say that we do that then and sort it out.
Okay. You exchange money, you potions or the scrolls or whatever it was that was. And you have made your first deal here in Sigil, City of Doors. You have seen the Great Foundry. You are now in the Great Bazaar, making deals with tieflings, elf demons, and who knows what's next. Will our heroes find a new home in Sigil, or will they fall into the dark pit of deception that is the City of Doors? We will only know in the next episode of Tales from the Yawning Portal, an epic campaign by all of you.
Yay! Always ending though as soon as we're just getting started. Oh well, I guess we've got some bookkeeping to do.
Our time is up.
It is. Unfortunately, we don't play that long, but you know, I think it's more digestible too, so you guys aren't sitting here for 5 hours.
Yeah,
And neither are we. So there is a little bit of housekeeping before we leave. That being, we should tell you all about the events that are coming up on the channel this week. I have in front of me the events. You can actually check it out by just switching to the events tab if you want to see what the times are locally for you. But on Tuesday, we have our regular Dungeons & Dragons online session. Then, actually, I don't think there's anything just yet aside from our Monday game, which, so we'll be back next Monday playing our alternating game, which is Princes of the Apocalypse. I am the Dungeon Master for that one. But we have the exact same group, aside from Davida, who is only with us in this one, for now at least. And I guess that's it. Not all that much news this week. But of course, we are regular. Our game every Monday. We hardly ever don't play. So, we hope to see you guys next week and burn your XP with us in Princess of the Apocalypse, and perhaps someone can get perhaps Rena, you can come back and give me even more disadvantage next time for winking. So I will see you guys most of us will see you guys next week, and hopefully Jay will be back with us as well. And hopefully we'll have less technical difficulties, but you never know. This is Fumbles and Fame. So, see you guys next week.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.